So you think you found your dream home. Problem is, you still need to sell the one you're in. So do you make an offer or wait? Real estate expert Monte Mohr is joining us today to give us some advice. Monte, welcome back to the show.
Thank you for the opportunity, Casey.
We've got some questions.
Some really good questions, ones I hear all the time.
All right, let's get right to the first one. This is from Lonnie from Murfreesboro. He writes in and says, we would like to sell our home and buy another one, but do not want to own two homes at the same time. Can you tell us the best way to go about doing this? Do we put a contingent offer on the new one before ours sells, or should they wait? What would you say?
Well, I really appreciate Lonnie's question because everybody wants to know where are we going when our home sells. But what I've learned over the years, Casey, is it's far more challenging to sell one than it is to find one to buy. So what we want to do is put the majority of our focus in selling this property. Now, when we get it on the market, what we're going to do is go out and start, when we find out that we're getting some good feedback, that we're in the top three, that we're a bridesmaid is what I refer to it as. If we know we're the bridesmaid, we know we're going to be the bride. So we want to listen to that feedback. Once we start getting that positive feedback, we're going to go out and start looking at homes with the intention of finding the top three. We're not going to fall in love. We're just going to date. So once we find that top three, then we're ready for that contract. Once the home's sold, then we're in control.
That makes more sense. So
Yes.
Put the focus on the one you're
selling.
selling.
Absolutely.
Good idea.
Absolutely.
Okay, Jennifer from Nashville, she writes in and says, 2 months ago we accepted an offer from a couple from Indiana to purchase our home. We knew their home would have to sell first before they could close on ours, but our agent assured us that we could take other offers from other buyers as our home would remain active on the market. Since accepting that contingent offer, our home has not been shown at all. Can you tell us why we really need to sell? Please help. What would you say, Monte?
Well, Casey, unfortunately what Jennifer has found themselves in is they've literally put their eggs in another basket. See, what happens is it's an MLS requirement. Once a home is under contract for any reason, we have to highlight it in yellow. Once it's highlighted in yellow, when it comes up in the search criteria of that particular type of home, because there's so many to pick from, the agents just immediately eliminate it. We don't show homes that we're not sure that our buyers can buy. So again, what these folks have literally done is put their eggs in another basket. And this basket, we don't even know what kind of market that is in Indiana, and we certainly don't know if they have it priced right or anything else. So that's why the home showings have stopped, because no one wants to show a home that they're not sure their buyer can buy.
Right, makes perfect sense. All right, the last question is Stephanie in Franklin. She says, we're ready to put our home on the market, but before we do, I want to go find our next home. My husband says we need to sell ours first, but I'm afraid we'll sell ours and not have anywhere to live. Please advise. Who's right, husband or wife?
Well, I normally side with the wife, to be honest with you. But I hate to admit it, but Stephanie, your husband's correct. We really need to focus again on selling. Here's what happens, Casey. If we go out and put a contingent offer on another home as a buyer, we're not a real buyer, we're a wannabe buyer. So we're not going to be able to negotiate the best deal. The seller's not going to come down to their lowest price because we're not a real buyer. And then when we go back to sell our home, and we haven't sold it for a while, we're afraid of losing the other one, and somebody makes a lowball offer, we accept it. So what happens literally is we pay too much on the buying in, we take too little on the selling in because of that fear of loss. Remember, that fear of loss is always a greater motivator than the hopes of gain. So absolutely, my opinion is don't buy a home without selling. Don't put an offer on a home without selling yours first.
It's great advice. It's better to be safe than sorry. Make sure
Yes.
it's sold first. And you have some happy customers.
We have some great examples. These are great examples of people who followed my instructions. And BJ and Kara, they were concerned where they're moving to, but we waited till we got that positive feedback. Once we did, we went out and found some properties that they liked a lot. Once we got that contract, they were ready to take action. They bought their dream home.
All right. And the next couple is Alan and Bridget. You sold their home in 45 days.
Alan and Bridget, Alan was a little conservative. He did something a little differently. What he did is sold his home because he couldn't find something that he wanted right out of the box, and they moved into temporary housing. But when they were able to buy the next home, they got a $40,000 discount on the property because they came from a position of strength, not one of hoping to sell their home first.
Right, that's great. And the last couple is Brenda and Sharon. Now, you sold their home in 47 days. They wanted to size down, and you helped them do that.
They wanted to size down, and bless their hearts, they are also concerned, where are we going to move to? But I explained to them the rules of the road here, and they followed my instructions. We went out and found the top three of their choices. When they got the contract on their home, which was only 47 days, we were able to take action, and we got a great deal on their purchase.
Great. Now again, how can folks out there use your resources to get help?
Well, the best website that I have right now is Nashville's Real Estate Advisor. On that website, I explain my We Sell Homes for Free program as an example, where I bring all my experience of 25 years to the table for people for absolutely free if they just promise to buy their next home from me. They're saving thousands of dollars. Casey, I mean thousands of dollars. Already this year I've saved over $60,000 in commissions. Now don't get me wrong, I would have liked those commissions. I never dreamed at this point in my career I'd be doing it for free. But in today's world, we've got to think out of the box. And I'm trying to lower expenses to sell a home so people can actually compete with the distressed properties, and it's actually working.
All right. Thank you so much, Monty. They'll have to check out your website.
All righty.
Hey, if you need help buying or selling your home, call the Mohr Group at 615-376-4500, or to reach Monty directly, call 615-300-8393. We also have a link to the website, NashvilleRealEstateAdvisor.com. It's up on the More at Midday section of WSMV.com.